So my name is Annete Sagal. I'm from Kiev, Ukraine, born and raised here. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, art therapist, and art curator. I have a project called Collage Art Project, where we do the festival, International Festival of Collage Art and independent exhibitions. My art form is collage art primarily, and I started doing it first in 2018. At the time, I was at a low point in my life. I had a depression, and I was struggling to find something that would inspire me, because before that I'm an artist since I was born. I used music, poetry, photography, everything from time to time, and at that moment of my life, I did not know what to do. And a few years before that, I started collecting magazines like ID, Vogue, and they were just like standing on my desk. And then I looked at them and I was like, well, I can cut them. I can start cutting them. And I started doing collage, and I immediately fell in love with it. And I actually remember that it was one of the first art forms that I used when I was like 4. I used to cut my grandfather's newspapers and glue them down in a notebook, and it was such a nice memory, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. At the beginning of 2021, I was following on Instagram a couple of international artists from everywhere, and I found that there are like collage collectives, like Brooklyn Collage Collective and Paris Collage Collective, and there's like group of people that they come, like they share the passion for collage. And I was like, do we have something like that in Ukraine? Because I knew one person that did collage here, and I did not know. I wanted to have some people in my in my group, and I looked up and I did not find anything, and I was like, well, I should start one. And I like 10 minutes later, I have an Instagram page, Kiev Collage Collective, and in a week I had 200 active followers from all over the world, and Ukraine included, and everybody was like, oh, I'm doing collage too, like how can I be presented here, what can I do? And then through that I met Katya Sita. She's also a collage artist, and she actually had an opening of her collage exhibition in the museum here, and it was like the first time collage was presented in a museum, and she invited me to go to the opening. And yeah, I came up to her, we said hi, and she asked me like, what do you want to do with your collective? I was like, I would love to do a group exhibition of somebody. And she's like, yeah, let's do it together. And we shook hands on that. And I was kind of skeptical about it at first, because I've had in my life a lot of like, let's do it, and it did not lead to nowhere. And a few weeks later, we met up with her and her sister Katya Sita, Ola Sita and Katya Sita, and Ola is a art manager. And so the three of us met, and we started planning an exhibition. And on our second meeting, I said, girls, do you realize that we are creating a festival? It's not an exhibition, because there's like workshops, lectures, movie screenings about collage, performance. So it's the whole project now. And we were like, yeah, let's do a festival. Let's call it a festival. And we did it in 3 months. And so we got a cool support from the museum and from the gallery. And in June of 2021, we've held the first collage festival in Ukraine. It was challenging when we first started, because collage in general is not really appreciated, but in Ukraine even more, because like it wasn't considered as a great art form, because like you have to be a sculptor, or you have to paint with oils, and collage is just like papers that don't last forever. And people were very skeptical about our project. And there's like, the three of us were like 3 blonde girls, and like, hey, we want to do it for fun. And yeah, people were like, no, it doesn't cost that much, it's not really valuable. But we played that even in our first festival. The topic was that art is not eternal, and it was about that collage is a great way to express yourself in a moment and like get your feelings out in the moment very quickly, and it's easier than to paint a painting. And even if it does not last forever, if it's gonna burn or something, it doesn't matter, because like the most important thing is to get to reflect your emotions through the art and save your mental health through that. So it was really nice, and like a lot of artists had their vision. Everybody, like somebody had collages about suicide, somebody had collages about domestic violence, which is like very important to talk about, but then some other people had like just abstract, colorful collages that did not like, so it was a balance between like very hard topics and something light that you can see in one exhibition. It's the community, the people, the community, because in Ukraine in particular, the art world is very like socialite, and you're not allowed to go there, like get into the group of people, because you're not like famous enough, and you have to like crawl to go crawl up and up, and it's really, I think, unnecessary in this case. And we've been able to create a community of people who are open, and we are open to anyone if they share the same values with us. If they don't, we just part ways, and it's okay. And it's very nice to have people, and when people tell you that like you help them in their bad moments of their lives, like our residents, they were like did not know what to do with their art, they were almost giving up, and then they found us, and since then, like in this 3 years, they've progressed so much, and they're always telling us how grateful they are that they joined this party, this group. And it's the most important thing like about the people. I say let go of the fear and just do it. Just start with anything. Be patient with it, because it takes time, and it's not as how do I say it? Like, you're not gonna get a lot of money right away for it. So we're still like, it's always flowing for the artist. I think for each artist in any art form, it's flowing. Sometimes you get orders, sometimes you don't, and you sit on it. So like, you have to have a plan B, some kind of back job to pay your bills. But it's worth it. It's like doing art for the sake of art, not for the sake of selling it or like becoming famous. Just doing it from your heart. And it's important to find your group of people, your collective, people who support you, because a lot of the times we artists, every person tends to doubt themselves and think that like maybe I don't matter, my art don't matter, the things that I do don't matter, and like maybe I should stop it all. But then you have the group of people that can bring you back into your mood and like, hey, stop, you're worth it, your art is amazing, and support you. So yeah, so be patient, do your art from the heart, and find your group of people.